What's up guys, Brian, Victory 4x4, back out here in the garage, and today I want to show you guys how to install bed stiffeners on your Toyota Tundra. Now you're probably asking, why do I need a bed stiffener? Well, if you're going to be running a rooftop tent or a rack where you're going to be hauling lumber or whatever else, all that stress that's put onto this truck is not actually designed to hold that. The bed rails aren't not made to hold all the force. So what's going to happen over time is the bed is going to want to open up like this, which is going to make your tailgate shut funny, as also it's going to start cracking some of the body seams. So what you can do to counteract that, if you're going to be running a bunch of stuff up on your bed rails, is to put in some brackets that help stiffen up this 90-degree corner here. So let me show you how to install them. Okay, so when you open your package, you're going to have a left and a right stiffener bracket as well as hardware needed for the installation. On the Tundra, the left and the right is going to be determined based on this dog ear, or the bend is going to go towards the inside of the truck on both sides. So this is the passenger side, this is the driver's side. Okay, so using a T55 Torx, we're going to take out this body mount. So now what you're going to want to do is we're going to actually have to drill 3 holes. You're going to drill a hole here, here, and here. So using a marker, you're going to go ahead and pre-mark these locations. The one thing is that you could do all kinds of stuff like this. You want to make sure that it's square, so you're going to want to just kind of follow the lines of the truck here to kind of eyeball it straight. You're also going to want to make sure it's all the way back into this corner. There is some adjustability in this bolt, so it can move in and out a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and mark these 3 holes like so. So what I did here, just to kind of give you guys an idea, I'm eyeballing the line from here down this seam line of this truck. If you're not comfortable visually looking at it and figuring it out, you can also just measure the distance here and the distance here and make sure that you have it square. But I'm pretty confident where I have this, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this body mount back out, pull this bracket out of the way, and then we're going to drill the holes. Okay, so I'm going to pre-drill with a small one, and then I'm going to use a stepper bit. If you don't have a stepper bit, you're going to want to use a couple different drill bits. What we're using is 7/16 hardware, so you're going to need to have a drill bit that goes up to 7/16. Okay, so I'm just going to hit each one of these drilled holes with some paint. Doesn't have to be real good because you're going to be covering up with a bracket. Okay, so using a T30 Torx, we're going to take the taillight out so we can actually get to the back side of those holes we drilled. So you're going to be removing this top Torx bolt here. And then there's one down here. Okay, so now we have it loose. You're going to see the taillight kind of flops out. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull it out like this, and then you're going to pull backwards. Like that, and like that. And you're going to see that these 2 clips right here and here, they kind of pull in, so you're just kind of pulling the taillight in this direction away from the truck. Now, we'll have access to these holes. My finger right there, and then up here, my finger right there. Okay, so now we're going to set the bracket back in place like so. We're going to make sure that our holes line up, which I'm good. So now what we're going to do is dump the hardware out. So you're going to take 7/16 bolt washer, go through there. Same thing, washer, bolt, through here, washer, bolt, through up here, okay? Now we're going to be using a flange nut on the back side. Since we have a serrated flange nut head, you don't have to use a washer on the back side. Plus, the really cool thing about flange nuts with a serrated edge, you don't actually have to hold the bolt on the nut when you're tightening the bolt. Let that grip in, and then you can just tighten from one side. So I'm going to go ahead and get those started. Okay, so now the last one we're going to get started from the bottom. It's going to be a little tricky because it's kind of up in a channel. So I'm gonna put the taillight out of my way. I'm gonna try to do this on my own, but you may need help from somebody, a small child, a friend, a neighbor, your camera guy. We'll see what we got going on. Good news, I was able to reach it. Okay, so now as you see, everything's still loose. We're gonna take the body mount now and we're gonna put the body mount back in, like so. And then using that T55 Torx from earlier, we're gonna go ahead and tighten the body mount down first. Okay, so now we can tighten up these remaining bolts that we put in. You're gonna use a 5/8 socket, 5/8 wrench. If you do need to hold the nut on the other side, you can reach around with your finger and kind of hold them, or you can use a wrench, which would be 11/16, I'm sorry. But I'm just gonna hold the nut kind of firm with my finger on the inside until it grabs, and then I can tighten that up. Same thing down here. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these up. Like that. Get that tail light out of my way so I can reach back around here again. And you're done. All right guys, so as you saw, it's a pretty easy project to install these bed stiffeners. One of the things I want to talk about, if you're gonna be running like a decked system, half storage roll, drawers, these will not interfere with that. If you have those swing case things that go on the side, they are gonna interfere. So you're gonna have to decide, is it more important to have a swing case or bed stiffeners? If you're running our Molly panels that go up along the side, these do not interfere. You now have a few different new tie down points, as well as retaining the fact tie-in point, which is back here. And definitely going to want to install these if you plan to roll down the fire roads with a whole bed full of equipment and gear and all that. So definitely take the time, put these in. They take about an hour to install and you'll be off and going before you know it. Hope to see you guys on the trail.